It's lights out and away we go. Hamilton then gets away well, Verstappen off the line well, and he's already wheel-to-wheel with Valtteri Bottas, and there is Alex Albon on the inside of Bottas as well, and Perez coming up on the inside of Verstappen, who is now in second place. Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez, then Albon and Ricciardo. Bottas has lost 4 places already as they file their way through, and Lance Stroll going off the track already, and is that damage for Lando Norris? That's certainly damage, and a big fire there as they exited out of turn 3, and that looks very nasty indeed, and unsurprisingly, that is a red flag that has been put out by race control already. That was horrendous as the car went into the barrier.
We think it's one of the Hasses that's gone into the barrier. My God, it's torn the car in half. That's extraordinary.
That's Romain Grosjean that has gone into the barriers there. I think he's already out of the car. I'm being told that he is, which is just the best news that we all want to hear at the moment. There he is. This is live shots. Romain Grosjean in the medical car. Just seeing Gunther Steiner, the team principal of the Haas team, coming over to thank Alan van der Merwe, and I'm sure Dr. Ian Roberts as well.
Thank you very much. Honestly,
and those images, those replays, have been watched by a frankly shocked pit lane.
Ted, we're just going to interrupt you for a minute because we're now seeing some replays of the start.
And it's literally...
Whoa! And he's just gone straight across Daniel Kvyat there, as you can see. We start then. Lap 3 of this Bahrain Grand Prix. Lights out, and away we go. And for the second time, Hamilton gets away well, and for the second time, the guy in third has made a very good start. This time it's Sergio Perez, and Max Verstappen on the inside has Perez for company as Verstappen slips past the racing point. Valtteri Bottas will now put Perez under pressure. Alex Albon ahead of Lando Norris, who started well. Daniel Ricciardo has dropped back just a little bit. He's lost quite a few places, actually, as now on the inside, Valtteri Bottas has a look at Sergio Perez, thinks better of it. Albon now round the outside of the Mercedes as Hamilton leads them down the hill. Ahead of Max Verstappen, then comes Perez, and Bottas gets past Alex Albon. Behind Alex Albon comes Lando Norris, Esteban Ocon, Pierre Gasly's just been overtaken by Charles Leclerc. Daniel Ricciardo is 10th.
Yeah, it didn't work out well for Ricciardo. Albon fancied a run around the outside of the Mercedes. Bottas was having none of it, but we have got an incident at the back there in turn 8.
We've got a spinner, and Lance Stroll, I think, is involved, and now we've got a safety car. There is Lance Stroll's racing point.
Okay, I'm hanging upside down.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
And he sounds as cool and composed with that message as he did while he was leading 32 laps of the Turkish Grand Prix last time out.
A front wheel and a back wheel getting together, and there it is. An AlphaTauri. Was that? It wasn't.
That was Daniel Kvyat.
That's Kvyat's second contact in this race then.
Yeah, Valtteri Bottas has got a puncture, I do believe. An initial race start where he dropped to 6th was bad enough for Valtteri Bottas. He jumped back up to 4th for the second restart. Now he's down in 16th. And we're going to go racing because we've got a green light, Martin. Oh, this is going to be good. Carlos Sainz down the inside of Charles Leclerc. How about that at high speed into turn 1? The McLaren is past the Ferrari. Oh, and Carlos Sainz moves up into 7th place.
And there's a little marker for next year when they're teammates.
Oh!
And there's another one.
And Charles Leclerc's having absolutely none of it. Will they be able to race like this at Ferrari? I certainly hope so.
The car is undrivable. I'm not sure. It's ridiculous. I spun out of 11. I think the car is okay.
Lewis Hamilton pits. Medium tyres go on. And out he comes back into this race. So Hamilton comes out now behind Verstappen and Perez, yet to make their first official pit stop in this race. Here comes Carlos Sainz on Esteban Ocon down the main straight. Ocon moves to the inside to try and cover it. Carlos Sainz just says, I'll break a bit later, I think. Go around the outside, pinch the inside line for turn 2. I'm going to get past you.
Why are we racing each other? I think we need to do something.
Day late and $1 short on that call, I think.
And eventually, Daniel Ricciardo has been allowed past Esteban Ocon. Feeling vibrations again, though, Lewis Hamilton.
Could be just the pickup.
Max Verstappen, here he is now pitting as well. An undercut opportunity for Red Bull. If they I think that the Mercedes is struggling a bit. If he's getting vibrations, Lewis Hamilton, good time now for Max to be coming into the pits, but that's a long, long stop, 5.1 seconds.
And Albon comes in as well in the second Red Bull.
Oh.
But unfortunately, any end undercut opportunity was lost in the pit stop.
No team orders here. Ricciardo's going to go for it, though. Ocon moves to the inside once again to try and defend. Defends quite nicely. He got very punchy earlier in the race against Charles Leclerc, did Esteban Ocon. That was brilliant to see. Now, though, he's under pressure once again. DRS assisted. Daniel Ricciardo's coming at him into turn 4 and manages to move past his teammate. So catching Gasly for 5th place, and we'll have DRS, as you can see, to try and overtake Gasly for that 5th place. And you can see Gasly, 18 laps. Those hard tyres have done.
Verstappen pitting then, presumably because he wants to go for fastest lap of the race, unless he had a problem developing, but this might be for the fastest lap point.
Oh, you're putting a slip. Wake up, wake up.
Yeah, check away here.
And the second one, if there is a safety car, there should be a safety car now for the last 8 laps, then...
What's happened here is Carlos Sainz does not want to be behind Pierre Gasly for any longer. Oh, is that smoke? Is that Sergio Perez? Going slowly down the main straights. Perez never finished on the podium in consecutive races. Oh no, it's getting worse for Sergio Perez. What a time for Alex Albon to inherit 3rd place in a race for his 2nd podium in Formula 1. What does this, though, mean for the Constructors' Championship? And Sergio Perez,
Switch it off.
Switch it off, and someone get a fire extinguisher near that car. Both racing points out of this race.
There's a guy running across the track. It's the bravest guy I've ever seen. Brave or stupid?
We got a safety car. Crofty, I think it's more likely it will now end behind the safety car.
They would, because Leclerc's one of the lap cars and he's in between Hamilton and Verstappen. They don't like the lap cars to be in the way. Lewis Hamilton will lead the drivers over the line. It's been a very long race. Lewis Hamilton has come through to win the Bahrain Grand Prix once more. And Red Bull, with 2nd and 3rd, get both drivers on the podium.
That was a tough race, guys. Great job. Just wasn't as easy as you think.
No, mate, we're with you. We could see it was a tricky one to keep on top of. But yeah, beautiful job looking after those rubber.
Well done, Max. You did what you could, mate. That failing.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, well done, mate. You dragged every bit of performance out of that. They were just that bit quicker than us today, but very, very good drive.
Yeah, it was a good podium again after 2 races where it didn't go to plan, so also congrats to Alex on P3.
Wow, that was a race to remember, wasn't it?
Hamilton extends his lead in the Drivers' Championship now to 131. Well done to Lando Norris and to Carlos Sainz, 4th and 5th for McLaren, and with Sergio Perez having that very late engine failure and Racing Point not scoring. Has this turned the Constructors' battle for 3rd around in McLaren's favour? Daniel Ricciardo comes home behind Pierre Gasly. Gasly 6th and Ricciardo 7th. Bottas limps home for 8th ahead of Esteban Ocon and Charles Leclerc, who was on the podium last year but scores 1 point for Ferrari tonight. The fireworks illuminate the night sky. Lewis Hamilton a winner in Bahrain once more.